This change in the recent update might have flew under your radar, and it is to the Ice Tower. If you didn't see it, the Ice Shards got a buff. Now the damage is now uncapped, which allows it to be buffed by external sources. Along with that, Super Brittle has had its Ice Shard damage increased from 2 to 5, as well as double the amount of Ice Shards that it procs. So to figure out how significant these buffs actually are, I'm going to jump into a Resort Chimps game here to try a 2 million pops with Super Brittle, a tower I have not tried before, but hopefully it should be fun. Because, you know, Super Brittle is usually just there to buff the damage of other towers, but now it's going to buff the damage of itself, so should be interesting to see. Now, obviously, because Resort is a great map for Ice Tower to start off, we already sold up to round 22, in which case we need to get something for White Bloons. I'll figure that out later. I think the only unfortunate thing with trying this challenge out in a 2 million pops, though, is that we might not be able to see that 3XX change very much, the one that, you know, allows the Ice Shards damage to be increased, because I did take a look, and yes, in the past, Ice Shards, the shards that came up for Ice Shards only did 2 damage, and couldn't go any higher. So what I assume this change means is now if you outbuff it, then those shards will now do 3 damage, and more to Moabs. But the thing is, in a 2 million pops challenge, you don't want to do outbuff until the very last minute, because that is a tower that takes away pops, and you obviously will get everything that doesn't do any pops whatsoever, support towers, before getting outbuff. Unless there was a spot on this map that didn't allow the Octave pops away, but not really in Resort. As I expected, Ice OP. It stalls up to round 22, at which point I think a sub will make things easy. Let's get Ice Shards now, too. That should be enough with the Ice Unstrung. Very cool. And then, as soon as possible, I will try to get a 300 sub, so that I can submerge it, and then it not have any pops taken away. So, waiting for 540, there it is. We'll only submerge it for rounds that have whites and zeros until we get something else that would proc Ice Shards. So, honestly, maybe I should do, like, maybe just a 320, so that when this thing gets unsubmerged, I can, you know, trigger the Ice Shards. Right now, the problem is that I can't even trust the sub to, like, get all the whites and zebras, because you see, it's getting cock-blocked by the frozen stuff. So what if I got a, I don't know, a dart that would actually pop frozen? For now, though, I think we're good. Actually, I can get Brittleman now, which would allow any balloon to hit frozen, so never mind. Ignore what I said earlier. The 300 works just fine. Gotta love Embrittlement, you know what I mean? Yeah. So you watch this. I will just submerge it the whole time until a white balloon gets past the area, and then it immediately triggers Ice Shards. Actually, I noticed that it'll trigger Ice Shards on white balloons and zebras, even if they're not frozen. The ice already gives the Ice Shards to that balloon. Pretty interesting interaction. I think I played a challenge like that before, but it's not something you see every day. That's all I can say. Like, watch again. Unsubmerge, and then you notice that we just instantly create a chain reaction. Just like that. If anything, despite how seldom used Ice Shards are outside of racing, it is a very satisfying tower just to see it wipe out balloons in one shot. Case in point, round 36 there. Again, just watch what I'm doing here. Simply unsubmerge this up for a single shot, and it's enough to create a chain reaction, kinda. Okay, 39's pretty annoying around. I think I just have to keep the sub unsubmerged the whole time, just to make sure that we're popping everything in this radius. Now, what's really important with this 2 million pops challenge is going to be something else to trigger Ice Shards. That's not the tower, like a different tower, because every time I have to unsubmerge the thing, it's gonna take away pops, and that's where, well, Geraldo comes in handy. In fact, I think I just might spend the money this round for the 1400 to unlock Jerry Fire. So, yes, if you didn't know, if you put this on the Ice Shards, you can basically have the tower itself proc Ice Shards. So again, y'all, this is another exception to the Jerry Fire in 2 million pops. It is practically necessary unless I want to annoyingly, continuously, you know, unsubmerge the sub every single round for the rest of the game. The Ice Shards now is self-sustaining. You can even pop zebras and white balloons. So that's what's going to allow me to stay up for Super Brittle. I don't know what point I want to do that at, but I guess before that, let's get Primary Mentoring for some good range. And we shall see just how well the thing can solo for. So far, this is so much easier than the round 30s. Just the only thing we're lacking is mob damage, but the thing is, if there's other balloons in range, then, you know, it's no problem. The ice shards, the amount of ice shards alone is enough to pierce down a Moab. Like round 54, for example, watch this. Just like that, in 2 shots, the Moab is gone. Same with this one over here. Took about 3 shots or so. That was easy, wasn't it? Super Brittle now, and Moab should be, no problem. And I can certainly already feel the damage buff coming in. Look at those shards, just instantly one-shotting ceramics. Not to mention, like, the Brittle effect also allows its, Jerry Fire to do extra damage. Like, take a look. Jerry Fire expired, we're only doing 5 damage per ice attack, but now with the Jerry Fire, it's almost up to 100, and that's before I give it any buffs whatsoever. And now, just watch as one ice attack destroys the BFB insides. Good god, that damage is disgusting. Did you see that? Slow it down just so you guys can see again. Like, you don't need a whole lot of balloons at all to proc it. Just simply, like, couple them, and it's enough for even fortifieds. 63, he should stand no chance, yup. Low-key Super Brittle might actually be a solid damage option now for, like, early game rounds. Although, who really would go for this in the early game? Now, I feel like I say this for a lot of towers, but I think it definitely applies here in that past round 80, the Super Brittle is going to get much weaker because, you know, one child balloon past round 80 means less balloons to proc with. You see, the damage only explodes once the mobs actually pop into something that's, well, not a mob class balloon. Like that, for example, and that. I guess I'll let the gameplay show for itself in 6 rounds when that time comes, but for now, I guess enjoy the destruction. I personally am very much enjoying it. So much so that I think I'll just keep the money on hand. I know what I'm getting next, probably a Glue Storm, and then Relentless, and then probably Absolute Zero. In fact, yeah. Absolute Zero kind of acts as our overclock, because if you didn't know, using the ability will increase attack speed for all Ice Monkeys by 50%, which I guess helps us. More than the usual tower in the 2-minute Pops challenge. Granted, I'm probably still gonna, you know, get overclock on it, even though it doesn't buff the Jerry Fire. Despite how clean this run is looking, I still need to get damage or save Pops around 100, because, you know, the only thing damage this is gonna get is with the Jerry Fire on 100. So if I had to guess, I think we should probably save around 25,000 Pops at minimum for around 100. Most of which are gonna get, like, going towards popping the bad layer immediately. Hell, even this round here is gonna leak a couple cerams, but it should get on the way around, right? Yep. Very nice. And now let's see. With the rise of Super Ceramics, how are we doing proc-wise? Can you tell? Actually, it's still pretty good, even despite the limited amount of, like, balloons. But I'm sure you can see it's a bit worse, right? Yep, a bit worse, and seeing that Moabs are now getting past that bend, I think it's time. So the good old usual 024 here, and can I fit a Glue Storm on a double discount? Perfect. That should help the Jerry Fire even more for +2. And yes, no need to bank up all this cash because I know what I'm gonna get next, and that would probably just be an Absolute Zero. I'll put it in this corner over here, 250. Just kind of curious, because it buffs the base, like, the tower itself. I think the Jerry Fire did shoot a little bit faster, if you noticed. Like, let's watch when the ability times out. Yep, Jerry Fire shoots slower. That's cool. So in a way, Absolute Zero actually is even better than Overclock, because it buffs the Jerry Fire. You love to see it. We love synergies, don't we? Okay, I probably won't use Absolute Zero every single round, though, only when I need it, just because, again, that does gain pops, but very slowly. And right, we should go for C Invisibility Potion next on the Ice Tower, so that gets even more range. 10 rounds left, and so far so good. I think next up, I would say for a Call to Arms. Now that I think about it, the Absolute Zero ability is closer to a Call to Arms than it is to the Overclock, because that gives 50%, and so does Call to Arms. I welcome any grouped round open arms, because as you see, that's no problem for the Super Brittle. In fact, that's even better for Super Brittle. So I'm expecting 97 to be more of a struggle in that case than, like, even 98 or 99. We also have Called Arms now, so let's get that. Should make our life a lot easier. I think I'll just hold into the cash now, just because I am not sure. Might want to save some cash for around 100. Although I know I'm only going to be needing, like, maybe a couple thousand for, I don't know, Spike Storm, usually for 100, you just want stuff that won't do damage to the ZMGs, but damage to the bads only. So Spike Storm can like to control what you do damage to. We'll see if this round's around where I can just get away with, yeah, just to call the arms, that's all. Watching. The mobs actually make being DTs much easier. Again, you'd love to see it. First try every round so far. Well, for the most part. Just in case of emergency, I've also dropped one Sabo down, which I guess I'll use it right now. For all these balloons here. But should still be no problem, right? Yeah, we're good. Ceram's getting there, but we can clean it on the way around. And now this is gonna be one tanky boy, so let's combo everything together just to see, I guess, how much damage we can do at max with the Super Brittle, like 200. I'm actually quite surprised we popped the first FZMG that quickly. That's a pleasant surprise. Let's use our... No, let's not use Absolute Zero. I don't need it. I don't need it. The Cerams there are enough extra damage. And thank you, the single red balloon, for allowing me to stall out all my cooldowns now for 98. Should be an interesting one. And by interesting, I mean first try, right? So let's just wait for every balloon to enter screen to use Absolute Zero. You want to use the Glue Storm after Absolute Zero, just so the ice only gets 1 damage on each balloon instead of 3. And now that it's off cooldown, Sabo, called arms to do some burst damage. And let's see now what the Super Brittle is capable of on the best map for it. I'm already seeing mobs get past there. I think I will Absolute Zero here, right? Yeah, sure. I won't hesitate at all to use Joaldo's Reju Potion, but damn, he already got level 20, so... I'd like to maybe save that for, I don't know, round 100 or so. So I guess we'll just spam the Absolute Zero off cooldown then, since... Yeah, there's so much actually getting past this last bend, okay. Okay then, okay, I'll use another Absolute Zero now. Perhaps I should have saved money for Overclock, I don't know, instead of the Sabo. Pretty sure the extra attack speed would help me just a wee bit. I'm probably dead to that mob that's under all the balloons there. I don't know where it is, but let's hope maybe Ice Shards can proc it. Luckily, if we do lose here, I still have $15,000 to work with, so I'm not overly worried, but I'd love to try, or get it first try. Come on, Sabo. Absolute Zero when Sabo wears off. That would be now. I think we can do it, guys. I think we can do it. First try. Let me just wait for the things getting frozen before using Called Arms. And that's all the balloons on the last lane. And now it's just non-fortified stuff, which is piece of cake. Easy. Easy. If we did die, I probably would have dropped, like, some creepy idols from Geraldo. Those are very good stun options. We'll also Sabo here. And that should be all we need, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Alright, no point just waiting around. I'll drop one of them right now. Sure, we'll do 2. And I will just, Absolute Zero. And that should clean out every DT except the one that was outside of the square. So before I drop extra towers, let me just see the total pop count stolen. So 1,000, 4,000, and yeah, we have about 38,000 spare, so let's not beat around the bush. We use 1 Spike Storm here to do 9,000. Sure, I'll Rejuve 2. We'll use Called Arms with it too. And that gets me up to 25. Yikes. Hopefully the spikes disappear before the ZMGs get in the range of it. I'll watch the Ice Tower carefully, just in case I did go too far in the paint, but should be good. I actually kind of messed up my spike placement, because if balloons actually get past that bend, might need to replace it. But it's okay. The balloons still have a very, very long way to go before they actually get to the pop, especially now that we're going to burst it down. So freeze it, and watch the pop count. Yep. We clear it easily. So this is just meant to be a casual Too Many Pops run, but damn, even then I'm impressed by how easy the buff made getting Too Many Pops on was, like, with the Ice Tower. Grammar.exe can stop working. Was it really the buff, actually? I'm not exactly sure, but surely it couldn't have hurt. Anyways, click here for more if you want to see Too Many Pop challenges on other random, unconventional towers. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time.